Please don't look at my grippers. If you do, I'm gonna contact Child Protective Services. Hi, what's up? It's been a while since I posted on this channel at all. I wasn't really sure where I'm gonna post this video, either on my main channel or my vlog channel, but I feel like since this does relate to music, I feel like it'd be better fitting, I guess, if I were to talk about my vinyl record collection. Some of the records I'm going to show you guys are some hand-me-downs from my older sister when we both started to collect some records. I think to start off, I'm going to go over some of the records that my sister actually gave to me as a hand-me-down. So to start off, we have Lungs by Florence and the Machine, okay? I'm going to sound like a total fake fan, but I still have yet to listen to this entire record. Yeah, I've yet to listen to the whole thing. The only songs I know from this album are Dog Days Are Over. Is there Shake It Off in this? That's the only song that I have listened to throughout this entire album. I'm sorry. I know she was part of a big cultural reset. I only knew a couple of her songs, including Sweet Nothing. Did she collab with Calvin Harris in that song? I don't know who was an artist she collabed with for that song, but whatever. This we're not gonna talk about. I don't listen to 21 Pilots anymore. Again, this was a hand-me-down from my sister. I just don't really support them anymore. Ever since I saw that tweet from Tyler Joseph who said like, people have been asking me to use my platform, so here's a picture of me wearing some platforms during the BLM movement. Also, Vessel's the only album that I listened to in full. Everything else I just kind of stopped listening to because Tyler, you were kind of gross for that. Keep It Safe by Wild Ones. They were an indie band that I discovered back in my SoundCloud days when I first discovered SoundCloud, when I first started to get used to it. I first heard of Wild Ones when they covered Just Hold On, We're Going Home by Drake. I don't really talk about Drake. I never actually listened to Drake's albums in full, if I have to be honest, and I also don't support Drake. I don't want to get into that. This was a first project that I've listened from them back when it was my Tumblr era, just listening to artists like Lorde, Lana Del Rey. Some of the songs that I have listened to in the past that I discovered them from: Curse Over Me, Rivals, 18 Mile Island. I think they've disbanded a while back. I don't know why. It's been a while since I listened to this project. I can't even believe this is over a decade old. This was released in 2013. Isn't that crazy? That time has gone by so fast. Anyways, Keep It Safe by Wild Ones. Pretty good album at the time. And speaking of Lana Del Rey, Paradise by Lana Del Rey. Another hand-me-down that my older sister gave to me. One of the most legendary EPs or projects of all time by Miss Lana Del Rey. Okay, I was thinking about getting Born to Die because it's pretty much one of the biggest cultural resets that I've ever witnessed and that I was glad I was a part of. My favorite song would be either American, Cola, or Blue Velvet. I'm stuck between the three, but girl, you had to be there. So good. Best Coast, Fade Away. Okay, if I have to be honest, I don't know why I got this record. I mean, this was also during my Tumblr days, okay? And I don't think I even listened to this project in full. Am I a fake fan? Probably, but Best Coast, I listened to some of their songs in the past, and they were good at the time, but I don't really listen to indie music anymore. But yeah, Best Coast, Fade Away. Guilt Trips by Ryan Hemsworth. I forgot I had this record, honestly, and this project, I thought I was gonna like it, but it just really wasn't my cup of tea, the more I listened to it. One of the main reasons why I got it was because Kitty was featured in the project, but I first discovered Ryan with this remix that he did with Wave Dasher. I forgot what the other artist's name was, but they made this song together and it was just so good. And I haven't listened to this project in a long time, but I might get around to it again. We'll just have to see. This was one of the first records that I bought myself. So Halsey, Room 93. I think this was a hand-me-down that my sister gave to me. This was, I think, one of the first ever projects that she released before Badlands. I forgot I had this, but this was another cultural reset that like jump started her career or their career. Another record that I forgot I had, Froot by Marina and the Diamonds. This project I forgot I had. Honestly, I really wish I had Electra Heart instead of this one. It's still a solid album. It's just that like it really isn't my cup of tea now. I actually played this when I had one of my best friends, Hope, over at my place like a couple months back, and we basically played this album in whole because Marina is actually one of like her favorite artists to listen to this day. I forgot to ask if she still listens to her, especially with her latest album that came out a couple months ago. I would say my favorite songs would be Fruit, Happy, Blue. That's it. I got my second pile of records ready to go. So we're gonna continue with Blue Neighborhood, a 2 LP record by Troye Sivan, one of the only twinks that we can trust in this world. Oh my god, I used to be so obsessed with Troye Sivan. I did a crush on him at one point, back when I was also a twink. We're not gonna talk about that. I mean, well, nothing wrong with twinks, it's just that there are some twinks who they think they deserve rights, but they don't. Such a good album. Even Wild EP before he released Blue Neighborhood. So good. Such a solid project from someone who started off YouTube and transitioned into being a music artist. Like, this bitch really did that. All the songs are good. And that's a rare occurrence. Okay? That is rare. When I was listening to this project at the time, like I couldn't pick a single song that would be my favorite. They're all my favorite. I have listened to his new work as of late. I know that like at my work they'd play Easy featuring Kacey Musgraves, which like I'm not mad about, but like when it gets overplayed at my store multiple times, I get annoyed. But despite that, such a good album. You have to be there. You have to be there to witness it. Cultural reset. Continuing on with one of my favorite records from one of my favorite duos slash bands, Another Eternity by Purity Ring. This is actually their second album that they released. You could tell that I had this for a long time because there's like a little bit of withering from the cover. And if you guys are curious to why I have these like plastic wraps, it's just so that I could preserve the quality of the artwork and the cover. I even like put like additional like protective inner sleeves because like some of the paper sleeves, or actually all the paper sleeves they come with, they like damage the record more than like inner sleeves that are like anti-static, scratch protective. I just want to preserve the quality of the records that I get. Don't be mad at me because I made these choices for myself, okay? Like, this is for my own good and for my own sanity, okay? But anyways, Another Eternity, Purity Ring. Such a good album. Such a good album. There is not a single song I don't like about this project. None. I can't pick my least favorite in this. Yeah, I can't pick which one's my favorite. They're all really good. Actually, Dust to Him would probably be one of my favorite songs off the album, or Begin Again, TBH. But yeah, oh my god, I literally want to get Shrines by Purity Ring so bad. Like, that's my next record I want to get. Like, one of my next records I want to get in the future. But anyways, culture reset for me. Next album. So this my brain starts circuiting again per usual. What's new? So this next record, I actually picked this up during the fall of like 2022. I forgot like which month or whatever. I think maybe during the winter, to be honest. I don't remember. Art Angels by Grimes. I picked it up at my local record store called Mile Long Records. Check them out. They have some very good finds. I would say like this over Visions any day. I apologize. I'm sorry. but I prefer this over Visions, honestly, just because the way the songs that she made for this project, I feel like the structure and I guess like the style of music she was making for this record, I felt like it really resonated with me a lot more than Visions, if I have to be honest. Ever since I listened to Flesh Without Blood, such a good song. Same with Kill V Mame. Easily is also really good. World Princess 2. Honestly, World Princess 2 kind of reminds me of like every Viet song that my parents would listen to. I don't know why. I think the melody kind of got me. If you know, you know. Now, this next one, you would not expect this from me, but if you know, you know. Okay? The Powers That Be by Death Grips. Okay? I found this at the same local record store, Malum Records. Check them out. Support small businesses. Support small record stores. When I first discovered them, I actually discovered them from Jenny Death. That was the name of the project for side A. I know that they collabed with Bjork for like the first part of the project, and then they released The Powers That Be, which was like the second part of this whole project. And honestly, I still prefer the collab with Bjork compared to The Powers That Be. I think maybe it's just because I'm more familiar with Jenny Death compared to the second part of the EP. I also discovered them through their project Government Plates, and I actually got around to listening to The Money Store, one of their like first few projects that they released in the past. I think my next Death Grips record, I'm thinking about maybe getting, what was it album that I just said? The Money Store, yeah. That one. I'm thinking about getting that record next. The only issue is I don't want my mom to see the album cover because it does have boobies in it and she'd be offended. Same with my dad, but whatever. It's my record collection. I can do whatever I want with it. But yeah, The Powers That Be, Death Grip, something you wouldn't expect from me, I feel like. But at the same time, I feel like the girls that get it because like some of the elements, especially from Jenny Death. No, it's not Jenny Death. It's not Jenny Death. Oh my God. It's N-words on the moon. I can't say the N-word because I'm not black, but yeah, N-words on the moon. The long and short of it by Quickly. Now, this is actually a funny story. So, I remember first discovering this record a couple months after he released it, and I was kind of scared to listen to it at first. I didn't want to get disappointed, and I finally got around to listening to this record on Spotify. Actually, maybe Apple Music. There was a period of time where I listened to music through Apple Music, but I switched to Spotify because I like Spotify's layout better, honestly. Really solid album. I normally don't really listen to a lot of like acoustic projects, but this I feel like really kind of highlights, you know, the style of music that he makes in the past. Like, I remember some of his older songs when he was just solely making like instrumental hip-hop music, but this he like sang in it. Songwriting is really good. Just the whole vibe of the album is just very solid, very cohesive. And how I got this record actually, so I went to his Bandcamp account and there were two versions that were out. There was a limited edition forest green and then there was just a regular black one. And I wanted to get the forest green one, but I was kind of on a budget and I wasn't ready to spend like $22, which isn't bad at all. Like, it isn't bad. I just didn't want to pay for shipping for it. When I actually found this record, I actually found it at Urban Outfitters, and it was actually on sale for $15, and I didn't have to pay shipping for it. So this was a win-win for me. This was like the best case scenario for me, and I'm so glad I have this record now. Such a good record. Really good album to listen to in the fall. This would be a good fall, winter kind of episode if you're just like feeling mellow. Like, it's just really good. So the long and short of it, quickly, get into it. Happier Than Ever, Billie Eilish. That's right, we're back into being gay. So I didn't expect to like this album. I think I'm definitely gonna end up getting her first album in the near future. I know there's like a record at Target for her first record. Same with Don't Smile At Me that I have yet to get in the near future. But for now, I'm sticking with this. I actually got this from Target because I just really like the color that came with the Target edition. It's like this very like muted pastel blue that I really liked. I also really liked the lighter tan one, but I just decided to go for this one because I know with like some editions they have like limited copies. This is such a really good album. I would say my favorite from this record would probably be Goldwing. The chorus intro, so good. And the way Phineas cut the vocals up, I'm just like, it got me shaking my ass at the club in church. I haven't been to church in a hot minute, but not that it really matters or anything, but if I were to be in church and if this played, I'd probably twerk my fucking ass off. I'm gonna show you guys two smaller records that I have just to get them out of the way. Everything Goes On, Porter Robinson, the song that he made for League of Legends. Honestly, I kind of just stopped listening to Porter Robinson just because of all the stuff that I've been hearing over the past like couple of months, where one of the band mates that he hired was in a cult and also shared on their Instagram story or like the post from someone's Instagram where they talked about like some transphobic comments, and you know, people were allegedly saying that like she like supported this content creator for saying like transphobic remarks. I didn't approve of that. And the sad thing is, like, I used to love Porter Robinson a lot. I still do. It's just that like now I kind of don't really feel comfortable listening to his music because of like all the allegations people are saying, and the reason why I'm just saying allegations is just for legal reasons. I don't want to get sued. So that's just all I really have to say about that. But Everything Goes On is still a good song. Same with Nurture, which I also do have. This record as well as the Nurture record that I got for Christmas. I actually got both those records as a gift thanks to my older sister. Let's talk about Flow. The lead by Flow Bitch, Cultural Reset. I literally cannot explain enough. This was an impulse buy. I'm not afraid to admit that. And you know what? It's worth it because they really fucking did that. We got fucking Georgia, Renee in the right, and then we have Stella in the middle right over here. Okay, these three girls based in the UK, they got the looks, they got the talent, they got the vocals, they got the pipes of titanium. Okay, ever since they released Cardboard Box, literally they've debuted a year ago and they're just popping off nonstop. Okay, whoever is in their marketing team are doing a really, really good fucking job. Okay, because they deserve all the success, they deserve all the love, all support. And if you disagree, then I don't know what else to fucking tell you. Think of them as like Destiny's Child reborn. Okay, they're really all about the Y2K R&B vibes, and I miss that, and I'm into it. I've already mentioned this before. I own this LP, Nurture, Porter Robinson. I'm not gonna go into further detail about that because of all the allegations and stuff like that, so we're gonna get that out of the way. This one over here, we got Star Crossed by Kacey Musgraves. Picked this up at Malon Records. I got like the record store day, like randomized LP, and I ended up getting the red one, which is very fitting with the artwork. I know that she also had like a highlighter kind of yellow version that was like kind of like translucent, I think. I'm not really too sure about what other colors she had. I know that she had like a neon clear lavender kind of color, which was also really pretty, but I'm okay with the red one, honestly, because I feel like it's fitting with the artwork over here. Such a good album. I was also thinking about getting Golden Hour because that was like the first project I listened from her, and I actually heard of Kacey Musgraves through one of my best friends, Maddie. She loves country music, and she told me about her, and I think like I also started discovering her music through AJ. If you guys know who she is a popular music reaction channel, which I don't even know where she went. I really hope she's doing well. What I really love about her songwriting is that a lot of her lyrics are simple, and like sometimes when it comes to writing simple lyrics, it can be pretty mundane, but like even if her songwriting is just simple, it still creates an impact. You know, she's really good at storytelling. She's really good at creating an impact while also making it easy for people to understand. Same with like Golden Hour, honestly. Like, she's really good at storytelling. She's really good at getting right to the point, straight to the point with her songwriting. And I think my favorite song from this project, I would probably say Star-Crossed, Simple Times, Camera Roll, There's a Light. Those songs are probably some of my favorites from this album. So Star-Crossed, Kacey Musgraves, get into it. I know the collection I have is pretty gay, but we're gonna get more gay. I'm not gonna apologize for it. Midnights, Taylor Swift. I didn't expect to like this album, but it's a good one. Yeah, I got the Jade Green limited edition version because I thought the Jade Green one was very cute when she first announced her album. And when I first discovered a Jade Green vinyl, it was on pre-order and I wanted it really bad. But you know, one of the things that I don't like about like this like new form marketing that people do is like people would announce their like merch a month or two before the album is out, and I don't like that because it's like, what if I get the project, what if I get the album, right, and I end up not liking it? Like, that would just be a waste of my money, right? A waste of my coins. Yeah, I'm really glad I waited and just listened to the project first on Spotify, and this album is really good. I'm surprised still. I would say like my favorites would be Lavender Haze, Antihero, Karma, Sweet Nothing, Mastermind. I just really miss the way she tells stories. I like started listening to her music ever since I first heard Love Story, and listening to her old music and even listening to her new music now, it's just the way she tells stories and the way she writes lyrics is just something that is just so indescribable. And I think it's one of those things that I look forward to as an artist. She really has like amazing penmanship as a lyricist, as a songwriter. So, oh, also how I got this record, by the way, I got it at Target. I don't know if I mentioned that already, but yeah, I got it at Target. This one right here, To Hell With It by Pinkpantheress. I love Pinkpantheress. I love this bitch, okay? Ever since I discovered her through TikTok, nothing has been the same. Life has never been the same, okay? Break it off. Break it the fuck off, bitch. Got everyone, myself included, in a chokehold. I just love her aesthetic, the timbre of her voice. What I love about her is that, like, she brought in the nostalgia with, like, 90s influences within her music, a lot of drum and bass, a lot of, like, garage, stuff like that. I'd say my favorite songs from this project would be Break It Off, Pain, I Must Apologize, Noticed I Cried. I actually got this record from someone on Depop, actually. I didn't even know that she released pressed vinyl copies of the mixtape. I knew that she released CDs, but I didn't know she released the record version or the LP version. So thank you to the person I got this record from, if you see this. But yeah, To Hell With It, Pinkpantheress, really fucking good, 10 out of 10. Also another 10 out of 10 mixtape, Caprisongs by FKA Twigs. Okay, so fucking good. I don't even know if you could even see the artwork. Caprisongs, FKA Twigs, bitch. If you haven't heard it yet, you're living under a fucking rock. Such a good mixtape, such a good project. My favorite song, I'm like, if you already know, you already know, but like Poppy Bones featuring Shy Girl, it's a rare occurrence that like I would play a song a consecutive amount of times a year after this project passed. Like, when was this released? This was released, well, 2022, so it's still like fairly recent, but like, girl, it's been months. Like, this was months ago when she released this, and I still play Poppy Bones every now and then. The only thing is, I kind of like find Darjeeling to be my least favorite just because it gets played all the time at my store that I work at part-time, which I feel very horrible because it's also one of my favorite songs, but like, whatever. Again, caprisongs, FK Twigs, so good, get into it. This bitch does not need an introduction. If you know what this is, or who this is, you better know who the fuck this is. You better fucking know who this bitch is. Renaissance by Beyonce. Another album that is one of those things where like every single song is unskippable. Except for Summer Renaissance. I didn't really fully resonate with it. Everything else, I fucking love. I love so much. So much. The way she gave proper credit to the queer community to make this fucking record, like, the girls that get it, and the girls that don't. Like, if you listen to songs like Heated, Pure Honey especially, like, she really, like, used a lot of, like, disco influences, ballroom vogue, funk, and like a little bit of trap, a little bit of rap. Like, this project is the epitome of giving credit when it's due, okay? And this is just a reminder that like she takes her craft so seriously as an artist. And the thing is, it's like, I don't really consider myself to be a Beyonce stan. Like, I have yet to listen to I Am Sasha Fierce in its entirety. I'm sorry. Do I sound like a fake fan of that part? Probably. But like, Renaissance, bitch, she really fucking did that. But it's not surprising though. It's nowhere near surprising at all that like she could do all that. Like, to all the other bitches that say Beyonce's overrated, shame on you, and I hope you choke on your own spit when you breathe, or like when you like eat dinner and then like all of a sudden like you feel like a crumb scratching your throat. I hope that happens to you. I've dealt with that long enough, and now it's your turn. All right, so for these last two records, I'm going to tell you, so these two records, these last two, I actually got them recently. These were like my two most recent purchases from my record collection. So this one right here, Donuts by J Dilla. Now, I actually just started getting to know more about his music. Can you tell I'm already getting tired? J Dilla, if you guys don't know anything about him, he was one of like the most like revolutionary producers in hip-hop history. How I discovered him, so I know a lot of my friends who also make music, they would talk about him all the time and how he revolutionized hip-hop through some of his older projects. And this project actually was the last ever project that he released before he passed away from cancer back in 2006. The same year that this album was released. There are a whole bunch of songs in there, but a lot of the songs, they're around like less than a minute to 3 minutes long. So it's a really easy listen. I listened to this project in its entirety recently, and I didn't even realize how, like, looking back at some of my music and listening to this project, there were a lot of elements that I didn't even realize that sounded like similar. Like, there were some elements, like more specifically in his song Bye, like I remember hearing this like flute arpeggio sample and listening to that, like I didn't even realize like there were some elements that I really liked, especially with the song Lightworks. That song also like was another song that inspired me without even realizing it or even listening to his previous work. It's just nice to keep an important part of history. You know, I'm looking forward to listening to more of his older works. Yeah, I also found this one at Malon Records. Donuts, J Dilla. I would say Lightworks and Bye would probably be like my favorites from this project. I'm looking forward to learn more about him and, you know, his legacy, despite him not being with us anymore. Here's the last one over here. The most recent record that I picked up, or that I actually ordered through Bandcamp. So this record over here is actually an EP by Camoufly. It's called The Giant released in 2021. I believe. Oh, I got the 17th press, not the 100. I thought I got the very last one. Good to know. But yeah, so this was actually a limited edition press. I bought like the last press out of 100, and this EP really fucking solid. I've been listening to his music for like, I think I discovered him like 2 or 3 years ago. I think around during the beginning of quarantine actually. And a lot of his music derives from a lot of like future bass, future beats, trap, like more specifically whatever tag he used for his music, he calls it kawaii bounce, and honestly, it's bouncy, it's cute, it's fresh, and like with a lot of like the production that he does with his music, it's very just like light and delicate, but also funky and bouncy and just like hella tasteful as fuck. And also the album artwork is just very fucking pretty. Like, shout out to Ennis Renders. Like, you did such an amazing job, honestly. I don't even know how you do what you do, but like, you did that, and I appreciate you for that. So, that's pretty much the end of my record collection. I'm hoping to collect more in the future. I was gonna go down a list of like some records I wanna own in the future, but like I've already have been recording for way too long. I will say the top 3 that are in my head right now would probably either have to be both Caroline Polachek albums, Pang and Desire Wanna Turn Into You. Those have been the top 2 that I've been wanting to pick up in the future. Another record that I want to pick up in the future would be Galore by OK Lou, The Money Store by Death Grips, Weed Killer and Demi Devil by Ash Nico, Kick 1 through 5. Actually, I would say like out of like Kick 1 through 5 by Arca, I would say I want to pick up Kick 1 and 3, just because I feel like with the style and genre that she incorporated with both Kick 1 and Kick 5, I feel like they both resonate with me a lot more. I'm not too familiar with 2, 4, nor 5. Maybe like once I get around to it, maybe I'll change my mind. But yeah, Kick 1 and Kick 3 by Arca, I would definitely love to pick up in the future. Yep, can't think of anything else right now. I did write a list, but like I'm not going to because I'm tired and it's already like midnight. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. If you made it this far, I really do appreciate you guys so much. Let me know what you guys want to see next in my future videos, because honestly, like, I didn't expect creating content revolving around music to be that difficult, which is why I've been off YouTube for a while. But like, I don't know when I'm gonna be back, honestly, because like life just has been really hectic for me, you know, working part-time, finances, trying to balance everything out with mental health and hobbies and priorities, and how I still have issues trying to balance that out. It's not fun, but I'm still working on it, and that's all that matters. So like, I don't know why any of y'all will have a problem with the fact that I'm trying to figure my life out the way I want to, with the help of my friends, family, and other various loved ones, and my therapist. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe if you want. Turn your post notifications so you know when I post a new video, which I'm not really sure when, if I have to be honest. But yeah, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Love you all so much. Take care, be safe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.